So Forest have submitted a bid for Dan Ndoye. This one could actually happen. Welcome to your transfer news. Afternoon everybody, hope you're well and welcome to your latest Forest transfer news. Coming up, we'll talk you through the latest developments of Dan Ndoye. Forest eye-watering new prices when it comes to matches at the City Ground next season. And Douglas Luiz, is this back on? If you're enjoying the content, please don't forget to hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed as well if you are new. And if we get over 526 likes, we'll do another live with you guys because I did enjoy that, and there's always going to be something to catch you guys up on. So get those likes up. But let's kick this off with the first story, and that is on Dan Ndoye. And guys, this is actually looking like it could happen. And don't say jinxerine or anything like that. But Romano has tweeted this out, and I'll just quote you his tweet. He says, "Exclusive. Forest submit first official bid to Bologna for Dan Ndoye as main target at winger position. Ndoye already said yes to Forest, yes, Daniel Bryan style project, and talks club to club will now start with Bologna up to the Italian side." I need to clear my throat. Up to the Italian side, Forest are now pushing. So this is important. Why? Because Forest usually, for the last 2 years, have been doing club first, then player second. So they'll go to the club, agree terms, then they'll go to the player with basically no real knowledge of whether or not the player's going to say yes. And the player goes, "Nah, not interested, mate, sorry." And then it's just been a complete and utter waste of time. So they've done it differently, finally. They're doing what everyone else is doing. And no, this is not illegal tapping Spurs. This isn't illegally finding out about a release clause like you did with Morgan Gibbs-White before the Spurs fans start crying about how they're not going to get our 5th or 6th best player. This is the way that football happens. So Forest would have spoken to Ndoye's agent. They would have discussed it with him. They would have found out what he wanted on personal terms, and they would have got buying signals from him. See, Forest, it's not that hard. This is good news. And now they've gone to Bologna. Now, Bologna are expected to pretty much know that Dan Ndoye is going to go. There's been reports over the last few days to say that Bologna were very keen to keep him and were looking to renegotiate and negotiate a new contract with him. But the feeling now is that he's going to leave because a bigger club like Forest have come in for him. So very good news on that. But on top of that, Napoli are just lurking in the background on this one. They're very keen themselves on Dan Ndoye. And there is an expectation that they're going to approach in on this. And I think I said it on the live the other day that there's nothing stopping Dan Ndoye to turn around and say yes to Forest and yes to Napoli. I mean, he doesn't need to close a door on either club. So we could be in a scenario over the next couple of days where he said yes to Napoli, he said yes to Forest, Bologna have accepted from Forest and from Napoli, and then it's a case of Danny boy, what you saying? Who do you go for? Do you go for the current Italian League champions, get Champions League football, or do you go for Forest, who have got Europa and 2 stars? He goes Forest, surely. Now, in terms of the player, we discussed him a bit on the live the other day. He's a very good player. I'm still not convinced he's better than Elanga. He gets hyped up so much because he scored the winning goal in the cup final last season against AC Milan. And rightly so, he did well to do that. And he did have a very good season. I just think I would prefer, for me personally, a left-footed right winger who can invert in, because I just feel that's my preferred style, which doesn't take anything away from how good a player he is. Will he work in the Premier League? Yes, he is physical. Yes, he is quick. He's not Elanga quick. Don't let anyone tell you he's Elanga quick. To be honest, not many are. I think he has higher football IQ than Elanga and has good pressing and high work rates as well. So there's plenty to like about him. Did he make my shopping list? Not really, man. I mean, after I've watched Akliush yesterday against Forest, there's only really one name I want, in that right wing position. But I'm not disappointed at all with this signing. But it's not the type of one that's gonna, get me straight into the car, rushing up to the club shop to get his name on the back of my shirt. But I think this deal is going to cost Forest over 30 million, either euros or pounds. It could get close to 40, to be honest. It just depends how hardball Bologna want to play, especially if they get signs that more than one club are going to come in for him. And by the way, he can play on both sides, right and left, but predominantly he's played on the right-hand side. Now, one issue I need to bring your attention to is his injury record, which hasn't, I don't think, been spoken about by anyone. If we look at last season alone, let me run you through this. In August, he was out with a hamstring injury. That was 28th of August to the 12th of September. In October, muscle fatigue kept him out for 5 days. Another muscle problem in November kept him out for just over 2 weeks. Bruising on his ankle kept him out for over a week in December. And in April, he was out for 3 weeks with a hamstring injury. So we do have to be careful here on his injury record. So when he comes in, they damn well better do that medical properly and test those hamstrings out, because it looks like there's a bit of a hamstring issue. Now, nothing too serious, and the time he was out was never long term, but it's just worth noting that he has broken down a few times over the last season with Bologna. In terms of his game scoring record for Bologna, just to quickly, for Switzerland, let's start with that. He started playing internationally in 2022, 22 games for Switzerland with 3 goals. With Bologna, just looking at the stats here, 62 games and 9 goals in total from 2023. So, plenty to like about him. Can't lie to you guys, I want Akliushna. That's the one we should be getting. But get your thoughts in on him. Right, let's move on to the next story. And this is just eye-watering. Like, the prices Forest have now set for the ticket prices next season are ridiculously high. So, let me run you through these prices. I've got it here somewhere for you guys. Forest, well, they've put it on their website and announced it. One of the most shocking things is that they're classing the Brentford game as a Cat A fixture. Brentford, Category A. Ticket prices will now be, for adults, from between £50 to £70. For seniors, from between £40 to £55. For youths, 14 to 17, £22 to £35. And for children, it goes from £18 to £30. This is just eye-wateringly high. It's getting to the stage now, and this is on top of obviously the membership price going up as well. I just think there's limits to how much ticket prices need to be. I don't know what that is as a percentage, but it's damn well high. It really is. And, in this current society where things aren't cheap anymore, where these football matches are luxuries, they are breaks from your day-to-day work, from family, not family, but from stresses with family, with life, with everything else. To go to that is just crazy. It's crazy high, but that's my opinion on it. Does this price some of you guys out of the home matches? Let's be real. That's a huge spike that Forest have gone for. And Forest, what's your justification for it? Is it because we got European football? What will those Europa tickets cost? 90 quid? 100 quid a game? It's just crazy high. So get your thoughts in on those ticket prices. I think Forest have gone too far with that, in my opinion. Let's catch up on, not McAtee, we want Douglas Luiz. There are reports again talking about Douglas Luiz being a serious possibility for Forest. He's been heavily linked with Everton in recent days, but there are little rumours now emerging that Forest may be going in for Douglas Luiz. Few bits and pieces being reported out of Italy about him. Is this because it looks like Richard Rios is actually going to Benfica? Forest, please hijack that deal. And maybe Forest looked at it and thought, we can pivot here, which I wouldn't understand, because Juventus are asking for somewhere in and around 40 million euros for him, which is about 35 million pounds. And you could pick Rios up for 30 million euros, which is about 26 million pounds. And yes, I know Douglas Luiz is proven and all that usual kind of buzzwords that you hear, but I actually think Richard Rios is the better player. Now, do I want Douglas Luiz? 100%. This is one that I've always felt like ever since Edu was linked with or became part of the Marinakis group, that this one is one that he would try very hard to do, because he pushed very heavily when he was at Arsenal to try and get Douglas Luiz across there. It just never panned out. So I wouldn't be surprised on this one. And I don't mind Everton, but if you're looking at a straight shot between Everton and Forest right now, we do have more pull than Everton in terms of what we can offer on the pitch, Premier League football and Europa League football as things currently stand. So yes, Everton have got their new facilities, new stadium, and new everything else, but footballing wise, there's more to offer at Forest. So it could happen. I'm still not ready to kind of put my hat on this one yet. I just think Edu's going to be the one working on this one in the background. And that brings you up to date with your Forest news. Let me know how you're feeling about Ndoye. We'll do a live if you guys get those likes up. So make sure you hit the like, make sure you subscribe, and we'll see you later on. Come on, you Reds.